Sports pregame show.
With the Diesel and the Jet, this is Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll watch the Phoenix Suns in this one as they go up against the Nuggets in Denver. Well, it was the Nuggets in their last game with a loss to the Spurs at AT&T Center. They got caught flat-footed, lost a game they felt should have been theirs. Looking to turn the page here. You look at the roster of the Suns for this season and the past few seasons, and you'll notice a common theme. Boy, they got a lot of guards. What do you think, Kenny?
Well, it's nice to have a multiple of guys who can handle the basketball, do certain things, change things up. But, you know, sometimes that not having a lead guard hurts you down the stretch in close games.
You know, and their decision to load up on guards was part of the reason why Dragic won it out. But having a lot of guards work for the Golden State Warriors, they won a championship. Will it work for Phoenix? We shall see.
Well, let us get down to Kevin Harlan. He's got the call.
The Suns are looking to defeat their Western Conference rival going into this game. Bringing you another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Taking a look at Denver. Despite a very successful road trip, it's got to be nice to return home and play in front of their loyal fans.
And you know, for the Nuggets, it has taken no time for them to come together as a team. I mean, no time. There wasn't much being said about them preseason, but now everybody's got them in their radar.
Well, they couldn't have asked for a better start to their campaign. I mean, give credit to the coaching staff for customizing a game plan and system suited to the talent.
Looking at the starting five for the Phoenix Suns. We've got Markieff Morris, Booker out there with Chris Paul. Then there's Sanders, and it's the machine in at the center position.
And guys, in a draft with so many talented big men and lead guards, Booker was a bit of a hot commodity. One of the purest sharpshooters in the draft, has a lightning quick release on his jump shot.
Free throw good, Booker. And with Booker, you know, who is a Kentucky guy, he's a sharpshooter, Greg. You were talking about that. His dad actually played at the University of Missouri. He was a pretty good shooter. Clark, this Booker has a pretty good frame to work with, and I think that's going to serve him well in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like his size. I like his stroke. I like his toughness. I think he's going to be better defensively than people think. He's got a lot of good stuff in his game already.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Now Murray. Picks in a screen. Murray kicks to Gordon. It's Oladipo on the wing. Covered by Morris. Out of bounds. Phoenix will take possession. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
I was able to talk with Jeff Hornacek for a moment. This is their second meeting of the year. The first one didn't work out too well. And his focus this time around is keeping them out of the lane and on the perimeter. They have drivers and finishers. He said he wants his guys to make them a jump shooting team. Guys, we'll see how it goes.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. And now the Nuggets. Fast break. Murray, good.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. it's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
And pushing it up, here's Denver, and finished off by Oladipo.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there. Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Pass to Sanders. There's the pick. Fires the three. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
Phoenix on defense. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
So for the Nuggets, their last game, a loss to the San Antonio Spurs.
You know what? A lot of three-pointers, but for me, more so, it was the shot selection on those three-pointers. I just felt like they were just too trigger-happy from downtown.
You know, Greg, sometimes you're able to shoot your way out of a slump, but they just kept making things worse. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
Here's Oladipo. The Suns getting the bucket. And another miss by Denver.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And Booker kicks to Sanders. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Oladipo, the pass to Murray. Can they get it? And too long on the shot.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable. And on the bench for the Suns is Jeff Hornacek, probably one of the tougher coaches in the league. He'll bend your ear if you make mental errors.
And it's the Suns' ball. Right now, they're on a 9-0 run. A nice shot by Booker.
Nice bucket there. I mean, they are playing really smart basketball.
IQ basketball, smartphone basketball, whatever you want to call it. Even though the lead's not that large, they're still in charge right now.
Denver with the ball. The Suns getting the bucket. Murray dishes to Hickson. 6 on the shot clock. Oladipo goes in. That is good.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
Now here's Booker. He has 6. Soft touch off the glass. Booker's got 8 points.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
Here's Murray after the Suns pick up 2. Sinks that one from the post.
Not an easy finish right there, but a beautiful move to give himself just enough space to get in close and knock it down.
Ball goes in, and it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. On defense, Denver. They trail by 7. Now here's Booker, guarded by Oladipo. The lead pushed to double digits. That's 10 points for the natural.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
tanking is something that all teams that are out of it tend to do. I hate that word, Clark, but it seems to be the one used by a lot. Nuggets didn't really try to hide it last season either.
Well, you know, it certainly looked that way. Right around March, they just started sitting key players for no real reason. They framed it as rest, but it didn't quite look that way.
The Nuggets trail by 10. Here's Murray, 17 points in his last outing. There's a good screen. On the wing, Gordon. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Gordon's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And guys, for the Nuggets, it seemed to come out of the blue for their players. They all felt fresh, but the press release would say they needed rest. So obviously a bit of miscommunication there.
And, you know, back to the Nuggets and giving up a bit near the end of the season, miscommunications like that can really bother a player. Still, it's a viable strategy. I don't know if it's viable, but it's a strategy that could pay dividends if executed the right way.
One shot. One shot.
Well, the Phoenix Suns came up short in their playoff hopes again last year. They went 17-24, Clark, on the road, and that didn't help them out.
Not at all, and you factor in a 6-game road losing streak to end the year. That pretty much closed the door on postseason for them.
Now here's Booker. He's coming off a 10-point game against Chicago.
And also give him credit for his ability to pass the basketball. He was always looking for the open man.
Here's Murray. Passes it to the bodyguard. Dixon kicks to Murray. Goes up to the stripe. They grab their own miss. It's tipped. And that'll be Denver as it goes out of bounds. Nuggets retain possession. Denver making a switch here. Barton is checked in. So it's Denver now. 4-point game. Gordon, the pass to Hickson. And he slams it one-handed.
It's like everybody is in a rhythm right now. Incredible stuff here early on.
Both teams playing downhill. You know, coaches say that all the time. You want to play downhill. Well, at some point you think somebody's got to cool off in this one, right?
And guys, with the Suns last year on the road, they had the 17 wins, but only 7 of them came in conference. So a big part of why they missed the postseason.
Now here's Paul. Turned in an outstanding game against Chicago. It's stolen by Morris. Now here's Booker. D right on him. Offensive struggles continue. Missing again. Gordon goes in. The pass to the bodyguard. Here's Murray, covered by Morris. Hangs. Murray, no good.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Good. And the Suns lead by 4.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
He kicks to Barton. The 17-footer. Almost, but it rolls out. Suns leading by 4. Here's Booker, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And why don't we quickly go to the 2K leaderboard and find out which shooting guards have been the hottest at the free throw line this season. Well, you look at Booker, deadly on the stripe. Someone you do not want to foul.
We've gotten used to seeing a lot of terrific free throw shooters from the 2-guard ranks, but even so, it shouldn't take away from what these players have been able to do up there.
Yeah, I don't care what their position is, guys. I mean, they deserve a bunch of credit for those numbers. Each one of them is just so clutch at the foul line.
free throw good, Booker.
You know, the Phoenix Suns played well overall last season, but they still couldn't match up against some of the teams in the West. Had a hard time with in-conference battles.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Tyson Chandler, who's checked in for the Machine. Crawford comes in for Sanders. And it's Payne in for Paul. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. And for the Suns last season, Greg, they ended with a record 21-31 against the Western Conference. It's something that you can point to, Greg, as a reason they failed to make the postseason.
Great point, Kevin. And the big problem for the Suns were the other Western playoff teams. Only went 8-22 against the top 8 in the West.
Here's Rivers. Chandler with the block. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Crowder, he's checked in for Booker. Here's Payne, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Chandler a screen. Here's Crowder. Crawford, no one around him. Buries it from three-point range. And the Suns lead by 8.
And they are shooting the lights out from distance here early.
How do you stop this? I mean, it seems like they can't miss.
Pass to Rivers. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
And here's Payne. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Morris dishes to Crawford. And Reed sends it back. Chandler's shot good.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Yeah, the great field goal percentage to start exactly what they were hoping for.
And Denver has possession, trailing here by 8. Here's Barton. Now here's Rivers. Nailed from three-point land. Rivers has got 5 now.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Now here's Payne. He's guarded closely. Here's Morris. No good. Chandler with the defensive effort. Denver's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Out to the wing. Here's Barton. Defended by Crowder. Here's Rivers. That one off the back iron and out. Phoenix leading by 5. Chandler a screen. Down low. Out left to the wing. Takes a 3. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
String music scorching those nets. How long can they keep this up, though?
Denver calls timeout. They went to Phoenix for their last meeting with the Suns and came out with a win.
Their last game against this squad, they won out thanks to some big contributions from the bench.
A total team effort, and I think the starters enjoyed a chance to be able to step back and relax and enjoy how the bench played.
There's 1:26 left to play in the first quarter. There's the feed to Rivers. Shot from the wing. Chandler with the rebound.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Shot by Crowder, no good.
Defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Chandler a screen. Rivers against Crawford. Clock at 6. Rivers can't get it to go.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball. And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Greg, it's hard to imagine they'll stay this hot for 4 quarters, but if they even approximate that, watch out.
Dishes it to Barton. Three-pointer. Can't get it to go. He's taken 2 and missed 2. Here's Crowder. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Here's Rivers. No good on the buzzer beater. And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. The Suns on top. They finish off the first quarter with a 13-5 run. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. We talked to Chris Paul, and it's clear he was born to play the point guard position.
Fortunately, I've always been vertically challenged, so I've never had to play power forward or center on anybody's team. I've been passing and getting into the lane, dishing the ball off to a teammate, helping people score my entire career.
Vertically challenged, that's classic coming from Chris Paul, but you know, seriously, Greg, he's taken that challenge and made the most of what he's got. A terrific play.
Really, and you know what? He's actually turned that challenge on his head when he goes right at much bigger players and uses their size against them.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And from what we've seen, guys, from Phoenix, what do you guys see?
It's just been a long-range battle for them and one that they're winning right now.
Yeah, sharp shooting from deep, a big part of why they're up.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Setting the floor for the Suns. We've got Sanders, Chandler out there with the machine. Then it's Payne, and it's Booker in at the shooting guard position. Gordon's checked in for Denver. And the Suns making a change here as well. Paul's checked in for Payne. And so here's Phoenix. They've led by as much as 10. And a wide open look for Sanders. Here's Chandler. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Suns.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for them early on.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Free throw no good for Chandler.
You know, there was a time when some thought Tyson Chandler would be a draft bust. But, you know, it took some time before he found his niche and has been one of the best bigs in the NBA for the span of his career. You know, that shows you also when you draft guys out of high school, they're going to need a couple more years to really define who they are as players.
Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone, Paul kicks to Sanders to the left side wing. And that one is stuffed right through.
I mean, he's just been brilliant today, guys, and it was the same exact story last time out.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. And we get a moment to check out the team scoring leaders. The Suns #1.
Kevin, if there's any stat you want to lead the league in, it would certainly be scoring the most points. They've been remarkable in the numbers they've put up as a team all season long. It's a reflection of their strength. They're balanced and they're explosive.
Booker the pass to Paul. Takes it from 10. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. And now an 11-point Suns lead. Paul's gone 2 of 4 from the field. Oladipo dishes to Murray. Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. Oladipo goes in. And it's Phoenix with the rebound.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Now here's Booker. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game.
A chance to take a look at how the Suns are doing right now early in the season. Tops in scoring, first in free throw shooting, and they're number 3 in team assists. A group of unselfish players who don't mind making the extra pass.
And you go back to their offense, the most explosive in the league. I mean, everyone talks about the great offense beating great defenses, and I tell you what, they make it difficult to hang with them.
Free throw good, Booker. And we've seen it all, guys. The Nuggets have been in free fall the last couple years. Part of that is their play at home, where, GA, they used to be invincible.
You remember back in the day, Kevin, I mean, one of the most difficult places to play was in Denver. I mean, you're dealing with the thin air, but that hasn't been the case here of late.
George Karl just prided his team on what they did at home.
You know, Denver ended with a 19-22 record at home last season, and that's a far cry from when the Nuggets would typically win 30 or more games at home.
Now, here's Oladipo. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Spurs in San Antonio. 5 to shoot. Murray. Here's Gordon, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
How about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe.
Well, I don't think it would be a bad idea, Kevin. I mean, they could use all the second chance points they can get.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
And you'd have to go all the way back to their dreadful 2003 campaign to find the last time the Nuggets went below 500 at home. Very strange to see them be just mediocre in this building last season.
The Nuggets trail by 13. Murray kicks to Oladipo. There's the dish to Reed. Oladipo with a screen on Chandler. Reed the pass to Oladipo. Shoots it up. And Denver again with the bucket.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Suns leading by 11. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. And Victor Oladipo with the elite athleticism and versatility to be a perennial all-star. We've seen the second-year phenom line up as a 1. He's played off guard. He's even played a little small forward in his time in the league.
And he has that quickness, length, and power combo to be a lockdown defender at all of those positions as well. So that's why he was the co-defensive player of the year coming out of college.
Now here's Chandler. Kicks it to Sanders. Shoots from 8. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Sanders has got 14 points.
You know, back to Oladipo, he has a tremendously quick first step. Finished second in the slam dunk contest to Zach LaVine. Some dunks he's had in regular season play, downright nasty.
Now here's Reed. 14 points from him the last game against the Spurs in San Antonio.
And he also chipped in with a couple blocks in that game. Just a hint at the impact he had on the defensive side. And talking about Oladipo's explosiveness, we're starting to see it in his overall scoring as well. Had his first back-to-back 30-point games this year against Chicago and Houston. If he keeps improving at this rate, could be an all-NBA first-teamer before he's through.
Now Murray. He's got 9. Picks and dishes to Oladipo. Reed setting the pick for Oladipo to the middle. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Tyson Chandler.
You know, Kenneth Reed was named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team 4 years ago. Took the league by storm with his energy and hustle. looked like the sky was the limit for him, but every year since then, his numbers have looked very similar.
That free throw good from Kenneth Reed. Getting back to Reed, the numbers through last season tell a very interesting story. His field goal percentage has gone down every year, while his free throw percentage has gone up every year.
Yeah, his rebounds, assists, steals, block numbers have all stayed relatively flat. You know, he's making a positive contribution, but maybe not at the level of that contract extension he signed back in 2014.
The Nuggets missed the postseason again last year. Never really had a good look at it and just fell in back of the pack.
And it's the second straight year of not playing playoff basketball in Denver. This coming on the heels of 10 straight bursts between 04 and 13.
Here's Murray. 9 points in the game so far. And here's Gordon from outside. Some solid D from Paul.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Screen by Reed. The drive by Gordon. He gets it to Paul. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Gordon's got his third basket of the night right there. Suns leading by 8.
And, you know, for Denver, historically, they've enjoyed a lot of success for a long time. I mean, missing the playoffs consecutively might have been the wake-up call they needed to try something different going forward.
And again, it's the Suns missing.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
And listen, it's sometimes really hard for teams like the Nuggets to know when to rebuild. So while they weren't quite sure what they had coming into last season, by the end of it, they had a clear idea of what direction they needed to head into for the future. You know, just a little too fancy on that play.
Well, you don't want to force any play, but particularly the alley-oop. You'd like to try that when it's wide open.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
The Suns have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Yeah, in general, they've been very solid. I mean, free throw shooting isn't something they've had to worry about too much this season, guys.
And that one falls for Paul. Well, at this point in his career, Clark, it's safe to call Chris Paul one of the all-time great point guards.
Yeah, without question. I mean, for a long time, it was hard to argue that Chris Paul wasn't the top point guard in the league. Even now you can make arguments for others, but Paul is always going to be in the conversation.
Now Shumpert after Victor Oladipo missed from long range. Paul kicks to Shumpert. He feeds it to Booker. No luck, they battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down. The Nuggets trail by 8. Oladipo with the ball. He's got 9. Reed setting the pick for Oladipo. Here's Murray. No good on the 3.
And he made sure not to just draw the foul. That was good defense out on the perimeter.
Very good. He's a thinking man's defender. Knows how to bother even the best shooters without being overly aggressive.
And Paul gets it to go in.
And not a great start for him in the first, but he's quickly starting to turn it around.
Feeds it to Reed. Here's Murray, defended by Paul. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play. The Nuggets shooting their 4th attempt at the free throw line right here. Phoenix making some changes. Crawford comes in for Booker, and it's Payne in for Paul.
One shot. Find the lane. Find the lane. One shot.
Phoenix looked to be on the verge of making it back into the playoffs last season. Ultimately, though, Greg, they faltered in the second half of the year.
Yeah, it was a three-team race. And after coming up short in 14, the Suns had the edge early. As you said, Kevin. That asshole.
Yeah. Even when they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular. And he pulled it off.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it.
I agree. I mean, now's when you need a spark, something electric to get your teammates fired up.
The Nuggets trail by 7. Pass to Murray. Chandler up top. From downtown, Morris with the rebound. Morris has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Payne, and it's Phoenix scoring again.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
Denver's gone for the three-pointers 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. Chandler outside. He dishes it to Barton. From deep. Happy to see that one go in for his second make in 5 attempts.
Well, they really started to come on here in the second.
Clark, it's about how much more focused they look offensively here. They're trying to make up some ground.
And it's Shumpert penetrating. Passes it to Payne. It's Morris atop the key. From 17 feet out. And that one goes long. The Nuggets trail by 6. The pass to Barton. To the wing on the left. Here's Murray, guarded by Crawford. Screened by Reed. This one for 3. And the foul on Will Barton. That's foul number 2 for him. And again, Denver with the triple.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have come from beyond.
Bodyguards checked in for Boss. And the Suns making a change here as well. Crowder's checked in. Suns leading by 3. Payne passes to Crawford. It's in. That's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
1:52 left to play in the first half. Over in the corner, Chandler. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. 1:42 left in the first half. Payne kicks to Crawford. Barton with the rebound.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
From deep. Phoenix grabs the miss. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. They set the pick. It's Crawford with the drive. It's deflected. Here's the bodyguard. He's coming off a 13-point game against San Antonio.
And how about the job he did rebounding as well, guys? I mean, just a dominant performance on the glass.
Here's Reed. Phoenix grabs the miss. Morris has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Chandler against Crawford. Takes it from 10. Crawford missing again.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Out to the right wing. Here's the bodyguard, and he converts the layup. The bodyguard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
You don't see many tall players with that kind of speed, Kevin.
Crawford up top. He has 7. Reed sends it back. By himself, throws down the breakaway jam.
Just a good, solid, aggressive finish there on the break.
Not going to get much easier than that, Greg. Simple.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Denver on top as they end the second quarter with a tremendous 17-6 run. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, thank you, Kevin. Here with Chris Paul. And Chris, you guys came out of the gates blazing, but cooled off a bit later on. What happened out there?
Well, we came out with a lot of energy, but in the second quarter, it died down a little bit. You know, it's real. Everybody's very excited. You know, our team's excited, their team's excited, officials excited, you know what I mean? So we just got to calm down and play a little bit.
Chris, thank you so much. Kevin, in this league, you've got to sustain those hot starts.
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. It was a shaky first quarter for Denver. It didn't appear that their energy level was anywhere near as high as it needed to be, and the period ended with them in a 10-point hole. The second quarter went a lot better for them, and they got right back where they wanted to be before the half and now hold the 1-point lead. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
Well, they were lighting it up from three, and that was the difference in the first half. They did a good job of running off screens, spotting up, and getting rid of the ball quickly. And their shot selection, solid.
Shaq, what'd you think about Phoenix?
What impressed me the most was the effort they put into the offensive glass. The second chance points really added up for them. Fighting through box outs, battling for position, they owned the offensive boards.
And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.